Okay, happy Monday. Let's do this. Hey now. PSAW staff, clients, and friends joining us. Monday film scoring class where we look at a scene and I take out the music. You send me the best possible replacement for it, and it's been really fun. We had a lot of fun looking at Mulholland Drive last week. The spooky little, windy road and all that stuff. So today we won't keep it spooky. We're going to keep it fun though. This one's way more actiony. You've probably seen it. Just amazing special effects, and a good story. We'll figure out what the movie's about. I still don't know what it's about, and I've seen it several times, so it'll be fun too. And then we're going to see a very famous scene and score that. So we're going to have a lot of fun today for a Monday, looking at the film The Matrix. Matrix comes out in 1999, so still feels like it's kind of a newer movie. Science fiction action film written and directed by the Wachowskis. We'll talk about them. But they made a few more after that. The Matrix series, starring the great Keanu Reeves as Neo, and Lawrence Fishburne and Carrie-Anne Moss. So the Wachowski, they were the Wachowski brothers when they did make this, but now it's Lana Wachowski and Lily Wachowski. So American film, television directors, writers, producers. Sisters are both trans women. They made their debut with the 1996 film Bound, and that gave them enough credibility and fame to direct their masterpiece, The Matrix. First released in 1999, grossed over $460 million. This was a huge movie. The budget was $63 million, so grosses about $500 million. So that was great, and got really good reviews. Mostly really praised for visually what was going on, the action sequences, the beautiful but violent choreography. Won 4 Academy Awards: Best Visual Effects, Best Film Editing, Best Sound Editing as well, and considered one of the best movies, science fiction movies of all time. Matrix is kind of maybe confusing. It's this dystopian future where humanity is kind of trapped in this kind of, it's a simulated reality, really, which is the Matrix. That's what that is. This computer programmer, Thomas Anderson, under the hacker alias Neo, uncovers the truth. So Keanu Reeves kind of is not falling for this, and he's drawn into this kind of fight and rebellion against these machines. Along with these other people who have been freed from the Matrix. So the Matrix is kind of holding them, imprisoning them in some sense. They call this cyberpunk subgenre of science fiction. I'm not. I know you guys are more well versed in science fiction. I'm not, but a lot of these action sequences by the Wachowskis, influenced by Japanese animation. So anime. Martial arts films. They were huge fans of that genre. So these were techniques taken from Asian cinema, Hong Kong action films, and then a lot of Hollywood, Tarantino, a lot of other people took notice of what the Wachowskis were doing, but they were taking a lot of influence from the Asian cinema. Probably the biggest and coolest effect, which we're going to be scoring in this movie, is the bullet time. We're going to do the dodging bullet scene. it's like, I mean, it was really cool when it came out. Some of you guys maybe seen it in the theater, but it was this heightened perception of characters, allowing like the action within a shot to progress. So the action is progressing in slow motion. We all know this now because it's parodied, it's used all the time. But when this came out, when this slow motion thing and this 360 slow motion action scene, this is what you call bullet time. So the camera, it seems to be moving through the scene at a normal speed, and then it speeds up certain moments. Certain characters are kind of perceived in a normal fashion, and it's. I mean, I hate to say it's really cool, but so bullet time is kind of dead time. It's a frozen moment, and which would seem counterintuitive to do during an action sequence, right? Because action is fast, but it's this fast actiony, and then it's this slow stuff. I mean, again, it doesn't even sound innovative saying it now, but this was really super innovative in 1999 when audiences saw this for the first time, internationally for the first time, rather. So why don't we go over there? Usually I like to do the map earlier, but let's go over to Australia. Sydney is where they filmed this whole thing, and we'll go on the rooftop of where the scene's going to happen. Production began in 1998. It took about 118 days to shoot the movie, and the composer is Don Davis. So composers, like we've talked about, like Howard Shore and other composers that we've talked about, in the 90s, probably because of technology and onwards, composers are using more. They're using real orchestral music with synthesizers. Sometimes there's a blend of it. So Don Davis does this a little bit where he's using the real orchestra and also combining synthesizer, keyboard elements. So it's hard to tell what instruments are real sometimes. Sometimes it's not hard to tell. Sometimes it's just the whole, sonically the sound is just a whole, sound wave of music. It doesn't really matter what sounds real, what sounds not. It adds to the ambiance of the scores. So let's take a look at the scene. This is the famous bullet time scene. Maybe before, let's just take a look at the scene just before kind of we talk about how they made it, just to see how cool it is. Pay attention to the score, of course, but mostly it's the bullet sound and the sound design that makes it so cool.
Only human.
So you've seen this parodied. You've probably seen the original one. It's super cool. Not too violent, I hope. There's no death in this scene. Little blood, but so what they did was they installed 120 cameras, and these cameras took a series of photographs in very, very quick succession, They photographed Keanu Reeves kind of flailing. So it's kind of this slow mo. It's a kind of slow motion where the camera moves around the character, in what seems to be less than a single second. So this kind of visual special effects is so cool, so new. So the actors had to be held by wires. Okay. Not only to keep them from falling, but to also make their actions kind of slower, to prolong their actions rather. And the bullets have to coincide with the movement, the light, the color. I mean, obviously I don't understand special effects at all. I mean, this is just kind of, but it is so cool, and it really changed how action movies were shot. So why don't we take a look at the scene without the music, see what you think. have fun with this. This is again, this is kind of something like one of the, considered one of the best scenes in movies, most iconic scenes, and it's whether you like the movie or not, or like the scene or not. I do like showing scenes that are part of film history. So why not put some music to some of these historical film scenes? So that's what we're gonna do. So get it to me by tomorrow. Think of what would be good. It's exciting, right? It's also terrifying but it's also kind of a little bit surreal. So it's a good actiony piece of a film that we're going to look at. So keep it action, keep it exciting. I would say it's epic. It could be epic. It's not personal at all. It's not an indie film. It's not relationships or anything like that. So keep it in the realm of adventure, of action, adventure, epic. I think it'll be fine. It's going to be cool. I mean, I could just watch this scene over and over because it's so cool. So hope you enjoyed The Matrix. Tomorrow we're gonna have a Loiderific, Bonnierific week, and that's it. Okay. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.